We're going to walk through the process of painting one of these delicious textured and gilded edged paintings. This is a painting a day series that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks, and it has been so much fun. So my husband was home this morning and he decided to take the kids to a trampoline park. And so I am going to take this time to paint. I just love this little spot so much. I love my studio upstairs that you've seen me in a lot of my videos, but there is no light, no natural light. And the other night when I set up my desk down here just to see how I liked it, I'm just shocked at how much I love sitting here and painting. Now it's not a big area, it's just a little corner against the window in our bedroom, but it's perfect for painting these little landscape paintings that I'm calling petite views. And so I'm working on this collection. I'm hoping to release it late spring on my website, so it'll be anywhere from 25 to 30 these tiny little 4x4 panel paintings with gilded edges. So they're such a treat. They're just so fun and so pretty and so cute. And anyway, so this is the perfect place to paint them, and I just love it so much. One of my favorite colors. I've fallen in love with color palettes lately, and so that's been guiding a lot of my paintings. Rather than painting things just as I see them, I pick or create a color palette, edit the photos to match that palette, and then that's what I paint. This palette was a freebie by Davey and Krista. I don't know if you know who they are, but I like their stuff. I just got a new glass palette and I love it so much. It's actually not even a paint palette at all. It's a cutting board. It's a 16 by 20 inch cutting board, and it's see-through, so there's no white on the bottom from the manufacturer. But what I did was I took some old wallpaper that I had and I pasted the wallpaper. It was removable wallpaper, and so I just stuck it onto the back of the cutting board, and it works so well. I love the space that it gives for mixing paints, laying paints out, and it's just pleasant to work with overall. It does have a slight bluish greenish tint, which is, I guess, just the color of the glass. It might kind of taint the way I see colors as I'm mixing them, but right now I'm just kind of testing it out to see if it's an issue, and so far it's been just fine. So basically my intention in working with this specific color palette is to have a painting that has a certain kind of feel or aesthetic to it. I want it kind of neutral and calm. And some people can do that without like editing their photo, but I'm a very literal person. I've learned over the years. I take things pretty literally. I mean, I can take a joke, but like when I look at a picture, a reference photo, I'm going to naturally just gravitate toward painting it exactly as I see it. But that's not necessarily how I want my paintings to look. And so this has been an exercise in picking a different color palette, editing the photo in Lightroom or Photoshop to change the specific colors, and then have the reference photo look just the way that I want my painted version to look color-wise. I think I said Illustrator, but I meant Lightroom. Lightroom has just come out with a new option where it can create masks for different parts of a photo, like in a landscape, and it makes it so easy to edit different parts of the landscape. So this is probably painting number 11 in this series that I started, and I'm learning a lot from them. It's kind of interesting because I feel like my style and my process is changing over time, and that's probably normal for a lot of artists, but I think because this is a new project, kind of a new thing for me, I'm kind of finding my groove, and with each painting I get a little more established in how I like to paint these paintings, what paintbrushes I use, how I'm laying the paint onto the surface. And this last painting right here, compared to my other ones, is so much more textured. And I think it has a lot to do with the paintbrushes I'm choosing. When I first started these landscapes, I was using softer brushes, and it left my paint strokes looking a little more silky smooth, even though I was still laying the paint on kind of thick. But I'm starting to gravitate towards the stiffer bristle brushes, and I'm loving the texture and the little brush strokes that it leaves in these paintings. I think I've started channeling a little bit of my inner Van Gogh. I've always been drawn to his paintings. I don't necessarily want to paint as brightly as he does, at least not at this stage in my painting life, but I am so in love with his brush strokes and his texture, and I feel like I'm just naturally starting to paint that way because let's be honest, like oil paint is kind of delicious. It's thick and it's almost like frosting sometimes. Especially when you leave it thick on the palette or on the panel. And I just love being able to see how it comes to life on a painting. So as you can see, the initial paint palette is mainly a guide. I'm painting the bulk of the painting with these paints that I mix at the very beginning, but I am allowing myself to mix in some extra colors from the top of my paint palette because sometimes the painting needs brighter colors or more saturated hues in order to achieve the look that I'm going for. So I've especially been drawn to mixing in a little more of that kind of lime green into those grayish olive greens at the top. And it helps to give the painting just a nice, soft little glow. So much of art is experimentation, and that's why I often tell people who say, oh, I'm not an artist, I don't have any creativity in me. Well, first of all, I don't agree with that. I think everyone has creativity in them, but it may come out in different ways. But art is a lot about discovery and about being willing to try new things, and it doesn't always go well. But it's so much about the process of discovery, of learning what you like to create, what you don't like to create, and what works for you and what doesn't. The purpose of these mini paintings for me is twofold. The first one is I haven't ever launched a painting collection on my website. And that's what this is. I wanted to paint a whole bunch of small little paintings and then release them to whoever would like to buy them. It also leaves me with work available to put into galleries or to sell at art markets, which is something that I kind of want to get into in the near future. The second purpose is to add them to my licensing portfolio. So I license my artwork to companies. I've talked about this in other videos, but basically I rent my digital artwork to companies, my digital scans of my paintings and patterns, and they put them on their products. So these will be available to companies for wall art, and art licensing is such a fun way to get your own art out into the world and get your name out there and to get seen. And it is also just really fun because once you have your artwork licensed to a company, it's kind of like semi-passive income because every product that they sell with your artwork on it, you get a royalty or a flat fee depending on how you stipulate things in the contract. And just look at that texture. Oh my goodness, I am so in love with it. I get why Van Gogh did what he did. It is just so delicious and so satisfying. So back to what I was saying about being a really literal person, a literal painter. I've spent a lot of years painting realistic artwork, like portraits of people and some past landscapes, but I'm finding that I'm starting to get bored by that. In feeling that way, I'm starting to realize why a lot of, prominent or famous painters from history painted like they did. I often wondered when I was trying to understand abstract art and the different types of art out there, I was like, why don't they just paint like the masters that painted so realistically? But I think it's because they got bored with that. And some people may think that their art regressed, but in reality, they just wanted to do something new. And that's kind of what I've been doing here. Now, honestly, one of my favorite parts about these paintings is the gilded edge. I just love it so much. And I hope my future collectors do too. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you like impressionistic and abstract art? Or are you more drawn to realism? If you're interested in buying any of my originals, check out my website. These might be available, and if not, contact me for commission. Thanks for watching.